Hey guys, it's Nina of the other half of the Storyline Siblings, and I'm so excited for this video because it is the plot reveal of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So if you want to know some more detailed conspiracies of what we have, then just keep on watching.
Wow, nice suit. Zip it, Stanley! Run to them.
What's up guys, it's Nina, the other half of the Storyline Siblings, and I'm very excited to do this video because you guys know how I love me some Doctor Strange. Alright, so this video is basically me explaining the plot that just came out recently, and it is going to be episode 7 of our conspiracy theory series. So keep on watching, and let's get right to it. Before we can get to any conspiracies, we do have to go over what we know about the movie first. So, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is going to be the first horror film in the MCU, but even though it's still a horror film, doesn't mean it has to be rated R. So it's going to be open to all audiences because it will be rated PG-13. Who can't be excited for the director of this movie, which will be Scott Derrickson. He directed the first Doctor Strange movie, but he also directed The Exorcism of Emily Rose and The Sinister, which were both very scary movies. If you haven't seen them, I do recommend you go watch them. But then he has directed horror films, so he does know what he's doing. So Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is in the best hands it could possibly be in. Also, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness will possibly lead into WandaVision, which will be on Disney Plus, because Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, will be in MLM, and we'll see her actually get to explore her in a witch way. Instead of just using her powers, she'll actually explore more of her character in MLM, and we'll just see more of that in her own show, WandaVision. So what we do know about the plot in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is that the villain will not be Mordo for what we thought it would be, but instead it's going to be Nightmare, which is an interdimensional demon who controls people and manipulates them by controlling their fears and bringing them into it. So what we think Wanda has to do with the Multiverse of Madness is that she's going to get manipulated by Nightmare, possibly by reliving the moment where she had to kill Vision herself, but then Thanos went and reversed it and she just watched him die and suffer all over again. Or maybe it'll have to do with her kids, because we do know in WandaVision that they are casting 2 babies, which would be Wanda's 2 boys that she has in the comics. So we're gonna get some real life things that happen in the comics that happen in Disney Plus and will happen in the movie. But she's gonna go crazy and ultimately opening up the multiverse. But then Doctor Strange is going to have to go through a decision that will decipher Wanda's life, because we know that she's a good person, but she was manipulated and ended up almost messing up the universe, but we don't know what's going to happen until the movie actually comes out in 2022. But then that's the whole movie, is just Doctor Strange is going to repair the multiverse and come across different monsters like Nightmare, and maybe Mordo will show up somewhere, maybe in an after credit scene. Who knows? Wanda's son, Wiccan, will be joining the Dr. Wanda team, and hopefully he'll have some background information about where he came along the line, and maybe it'll make sense. But he's going to be in the movie because they are casting babies, and he's going to be in the movie somehow, so he'll be a teenager. So now that we're diving into conspiracies, one of my main ones is that Wanda will actually get to be in her costume that she's actually supposed to be in, not just her red coat, but she is supposed to have a headpiece that kind of looks like Maleficent's horns, but it goes across her forehead here, and it should go back and it's red, scarlet red. That's why she's called Scarlet Witch, because not only are her hands red, but her costume is also red. Another conspiracy is that Doctor Strange will encounter many different many different villains, and maybe even see different heroes fighting villains like the Eternals. Maybe that's where they can come in. And then Blade will also might come across his vampire universe. And I feel like we'll just see like different universes and see what's going on in them, because maybe the Avengers are still put together, because What If can do a lot for this movie. Like Doctor Strange literally sets up the MCU for the next phases, because in phase 4 we're getting a lot of like backstories, but then as soon as we get to Doctor Strange's movie, then he sets it up for the rest of it. So literally, the universe lies in Doctor Strange's hands. Does he have it? Obviously, he saved us once. He could do it again, but we don't know what's going to happen. And now since he has a love interest, Clea could be like, Clea, we're calling her Clea for right now, could be like his wife. Who knows? Maybe she can be like even stronger than Doctor Strange's, because she could be the sorcerer at the Hong Kong, like the main sorcerer, like the top dog there. Like we don't know until the movie actually comes out, but you can only wonder. My last conspiracy that I have about this movie is about Mordo, just because of how he took away powers and from people at the end of the credit scene in the first Doctor Strange movie. I feel like he's going to do it to more people and take their power away, and then eventually become one of the main villains in maybe the Avengers movie, or maybe we'll actually see him and Doctor Strange go back and forth in MLM. But I do believe he's going to have to do with a lot for this upcoming movie, because he just had a like big role that just like switched, because he just switched teams. So who knows, he's going to be with like all the evil people. He's cancelled, but who knows, maybe the Ancient One can help us out with that, because she's coming back as well, which means that we're gonna have to enter many different universes, because she's dead in the one that we know. Another thing that we could possibly see in MOM is another version of Captain Marvel happening, but instead of Captain Marvel getting blasted from the Power Stone, it's going to be Maria Rambeau, which is a pregnant mother, but instead of her inheriting the problems her her child that she is pregnant with will inherit the powers of the Space Stone and eventually become the hero Photon, because that's what happened in the comics. So hopefully it will happen here, but that will ultimately end up to see like who the heroes would be for the next Avengers movies, which will be the Dark Avengers. Since you made it this far in the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Please let us know in the comments what you think is going to happen in this movie and what you're most excited for. But don't forget, let's run these views up.